To get the most out of Roccia's kit for her and your main DPS character, we need to understand how her kit works. First up, Roccia's Forte bar uses what's called Imagination, and she can hold up to 300. As you can see on her Forte bar, it's cut up into 3 different sections. Each one of those will hold 100, and you gain it by either dealing damage with your normal attacks, and you're guaranteed 100 if you use the Resid Skill or your intro skill. With your basic attack, you can perform up to 4 consecutive attacks, and note with the intro skill, again, you'll come in, you'll deal havoc damage, and if you use the basic attack, you'll automatically follow up with the basic attack stage 4. With the heavy attack, if you hold your basic attack button, it will consume stamina, but it will also build Roccia's Imagination bar. The heavy attack will automatically be cast whenever you release the basic attack button or when the Imagination reaches its limit. Now, once you have those sections of her Forte bar filled up, we can turn her Imagination into Beyond Imagination. You can enter the Beyond Imagination state 2 different ways. The first way is that after you use the heavy attack and it hits a target, you'll be launched in the air and you'll actually see the Forte bar change from its regular purple to having the Pero icons. The other way is by using your Resid Skill Acrobatic Trick. Essentially, Roccia will summon a Havoc Tornado of sorts. She'll be launched into midair, and that will also activate the Beyond Imagination state. Now, once she's in midair and you see that the Forte bar is changed over, you can actually perform Basic Attack Real Fantasy. You can perform up to 3 consecutive attacks, each one consuming 100 Imagination. So if you only have one of those bars filled up, you can only do 1 attack, so keep that in mind. It deals havoc damage considered heavy attack damage. Also, as a side note, with her first inherent skill, Immersive Performance, whenever you cast the Resid Skill or the heavy attack, it increases Roccia's attack by 20% for 12 seconds. So these slam attacks that you're doing with Roccia deal a decent amount of damage. So the big thing is being able to build up that bar quickly. So if you use the intro skill, use your basic attack 4, and then use your Resid Skill, that will fill up the bar all the way up to 300. If you do the heavy attack and hold it all the way up to the second charge, you'll follow up with 3 attacks there as well, as long as the last attack hits a target. Now, her Resid Separation is really cool. So not only do you deal havoc damage that's considered heavy attack damage, for every 0.1% of Roccia's crit rate over 50%, this skill increases the attack of all resonators in the team by 1 point for 30 seconds up to 200 points. So as long as you have 70% crit rate, you can give your entire team a 20% attack bonus regardless of their attribute type. With her outro skill, not only do you buff havoc damage by 20%, your basic attack damage by 25% for 14 seconds, with her second inherent skill, Super Attractive Magic Box. Upon casting her outro skill, the utility of the incoming resonator is replaced with Magic Box. Now, the main use of the box is pulling those targets into one location. It does deal 100 points of havoc damage and is considered Echo skill that deals utility damage. Obviously, the main outro skill buffs are insanely good for CAMELLYA and are pretty good for Havoc Rover, but having a piece of equipment that can pull enemies together just by casting the outro skill and then using the utility is pretty cool.